Okay, folks, we're back here. Everything's set up, I do believe. So, what we got here then, AC power supply behind us. So what we should see when I turn that on is these two LEDs right here should pop on. That's our plus and minus 15. At that point then, it'll decide which contactor, whether it's 240 or 480 is going to go, and that'll give us an indicator here, either W1 or W2. It's set for 240. 480, I don't remember, but one of them will come on. We'll verify, and then the voltage is here, and this should light up. This will come on. That'll indicate that our SCR has triggered on the input rectifier, which is, that relay is responsible for that. So if you get pre-charged, that pre-charge resistor burns up. Generally, that's because that relay is not triggering that internal SCR on the input rectifier. So anyways, with further ado here, let me shut this off. Maybe you can see the LEDs a little better. Let's see. So that MOSFET I soldered back in's right there. You can see it's kind of a shiny spot. So when I get done with this, we'll clean the board real good and get it looking like brand new. You never know we've been in here. Actually, the solder job looks pretty good. I can't see much anymore, but here we go. See what happens. They're both lit. This guy should come on about now. Yep, there it is. So we got our voltage. Okay, it picked W1 there, which is two different contactors for the different voltages. I could label this so I know which one's which, but it really doesn't matter. Okay, we're in MIG mode, so we have no output here. Seems to be working. It's not hot. Regulator's not hot. Everything's fired up. No help codes. It all looks good. So if we go, this is just TIG. So like I said, these things go to 400 amps. You know, we can turn the output on here. See how it lights up here. So, oh, and look at that. We had our 4 volts. I seen it. Okay, yeah, there it is. There's our 4 volts. That's what we were missing before. So that's running. Good deal. You know, it's showing itself. That's perfect. So that is working. We will clean that one up and actually put it in a machine and run it through its test. But this works really good for test on the bench. You know, got my ribbon cable here that I made up to go between the two for all your commands. And this just is the different, let's see, which is this one? That's voltage feedback. This one's a fan. These two are the two contactors, the W1, W2. Now I also have on here, so I got the thermostats on here also. So you're testing all that. So we'll run it up here and we'll get to a certain level and the fan will come on. Okay. So actually if we go all the way down, we get a help 2. Okay. That means like the thermistor is disconnected or a broken lead or something, so it tells you, hey, you know, it's not working. So that's basically open right there. So I wired that switch backwards on the potentiometer to make it work this way. So it runs backwards. So now it's heating up. Okay, so your thermistor is heating up, it's fine. It hits about right here. Fan on. Okay. Now if I keeps getting hotter, fans jammed, something goes haywire, we go all the way. Now we get a couple different help codes there saying it's hot, and it will generally it'll shut the output off, and then but it'll continue the fan running. But a lot of times, you know, if the fan's shot, then you get that. So now, okay, so now we'll let it cool back off. Now it'll take a while for that fan light to come off, so I will just reset it, and then we'll do the same with this side. Now we get different help codes. There's a help 4 indicating, I think that's, I don't know if that's right or left side. So now we're normal running, it's heating up, kicks the fan on again, and then you keep going, you get a help 5, help 9 thing going on. So that's all working. So good deal. Remote, we can do, let's see, what are we in here, MIG? Okay, right now we're under local control. Let's go to stick. If I go to stick like that, it turns it on. So right now it's live. We would be putting out 400 amps. We can dial that down, basically 0 to 400 on here. And then that's this control, just like it is on the machine. This goes down to your remote, which normally would be a 14-pin Amphenol out to a control. And I was going to do it that way on here, and I still might, but it was easier just to have it right here than to have a whole nother thing with the, you know, it just, this made it way cleaner to keep it right here. So that just, because it is 2 different circuits in here when it comes to the volt amp, because if we are in TIG mode, then it's a master slave type situation, where if I dial in, you know, let's say 200 amps on here, this will only go, when I go into remote, will only go from, it's not showing it now, but it'll only go from 0 to 200. So whatever I set this at, it'll go from 0 to that. That's its max. But if you go into stick, generally stick just overrides, and this is full throttle. Both of them are full throttle all the way, not the master slave thing. So anyways, I'm happy. That's running. I'm going to clean that up. We'll put it in a machine. We'll test it, and we will go from there. This thing's still recording, and it's maybe even still focused. Oh, I'm thrilled. So, all right, we'll just keep working on some stuff, and you know, let me know what works and what don't. And you know, we're like in central Minnesota today. Like I said, it's pretty cold outside and blowing like crazy, but I got it pretty warm in here now. Just picked up a new pellet stove, and that thing's been working good. So awesome. Till next time.